Attention, truth seekers and students of the great ancestry. You have been fed a curated history, but today, the narrative changes. This is the official call for the India Roundtable. Chief Natural and his hand-picked team of scholars and appointed readers are stepping into the arena to prove a suppressed reality. That the Negroid population is the true, original indigenous presence on this continent. We aren't just making claims, we are presenting the stratigraphic and genetic evidence. We are diving into the fossil records, from the 25-million-year-old Guadalupe remains to the Pliocene Calaveras skull, proving a modern human presence in the Americas long before the light-skinned mutations appeared on Earth. We're breaking down the science of the YAP plus ALU insertion, the master gene found in the Proto-Negroid lineage, and exposing how government records and classification documents deliberately shifted the term Negroid to African, to disconnect you from your birthright. The India Roundtable is about uncovering the inconsistencies in the history books and restoring the Proto-Negroid and Proto-Australoid foundations of this land. If you want the sources, the dates, and the undeniable truth about who was here first, you need to be here. The scholars are ready. The evidence is undeniable. Join Chief Natural and the team as we reclaim the true history of the American Indian. This is the India Roundtable. Don't just watch history, witness the restoration of the truth. The information we're dropping on this stream is just the beginning. If you want the complete forensic dossier to prove our birthright, you need to grab the book, NEGROIDS in America. This is the master file. While the world tries to bury our history, this book brings the receipts. The 25-million-year-old fossils, the Pliocene skulls of California, and the hard science of the YAP plus master gene. I'm showing you the exact government records that switched the term Negroid to African, to disconnect you from your indigenous soil. Don't just watch the stream, own the evidence. Secure your copy of NEGROIDS in America at the link right now. Get the book, learn the science, and reclaim your true ancestry. Click that link now. Let's get back to the truth. Attention, truth seekers and students of the great ancestry. You have been fed a curated history, but today, the narrative changes. This is the official call for the India Roundtable. Chief Natural and his hand-picked team of scholars and appointed readers are stepping into the arena to prove a suppressed reality. That the Negroid population is the true, original indigenous presence on this continent. We aren't just making claims, we are presenting the stratigraphic and genetic evidence. We are diving into the fossil records, from the 25-million-year-old Guadalupe remains to the Pliocene Calaveras skull, proving a modern human presence in the Americas long before the light-skinned mutations appeared on Earth. We're breaking down the science of the YAP plus ALU insertion, the master gene found in the Proto-Negroid lineage, and exposing how government records and classification documents deliberately shifted the term Negroid to African, to disconnect you from your birthright. The India Roundtable is about uncovering the inconsistencies in the history books and restoring the Proto-Negroid and Proto-Australoid foundations of this land. If you want the sources, the dates, and the undeniable truth about who was here first, you need to be here. The scholars are ready. The evidence is undeniable. Join Chief Natural and the team as we reclaim the true history of the American Indian. This is the India Roundtable. Don't just watch history, witness the restoration of the truth.
You're now in the presence of Lord Natural.
Okay, there goes Samuel. Is you ready to come up here, Samuel? Is you ready? Is you ready? You made 6 videos. You made a live stream. You ready to come up here, Samuel? Good.
Sir, I'm always ready. I'm never not ready.
All right, so this is what you're going to do. You made 6 videos, right? And you made about, I believe, 1 or 2 live streams about me. I'm a type of person that confronts people. I'm not going to engage with your bullshit. What I do is, this is what I do. Over the past years, this is what I did. I have a live stream where motherfuckers can come up and face me. You say what the hell you want to do. I mean, you say what you want to say. You do what you want to do. Yada, yada, yada. So you got your chance right here. I'm pretty sure you're recording. You've been making a hell of a lot of Twitter posts about me. But I want to tell you the same thing I always tell everybody else. You talking shit about me ain't going to make you blow up. Nobody never blew up. You only going to have a, hold on, excuse me. You only have a small fraction of people who already hated me for a long time that's going to side with you, even if the shit you say is wrong. Okay? So I just want you to understand that. Because we know you're new in this community. We know you're new. And we see the information you put out. And I'm telling you straight up, it's shit that we already talked about over 4 to 5, 6 years ago. It's not new shit. So
really?
hold on, wait. So this is stuff we've been saying. Prophet been saying this. Amaru been saying this. Various other people been saying this. So I'm just telling you straight to your face. So nobody won't say Natural's talking behind your back, because I'm not the type of person to talk behind your back. I say it to your face. You the type of person that talk behind people's back, make videos about them.
No, I don't talk behind your back.
Excuse me.
I came to your face and then I responded behind your back.
Hold on.
I came to your face.
I'm not done. Hold on. I'm not
I said
done.
Everything to you first.
I'm not done. Hold on.
Oh, we're with the mutes
I'm not
now.
done.
Oh,
hold
you're
on.
hoes.
Because I just told you to hold on. I'm going to give you a time to speak. Hold on. All right.
Crash out.
No, I'm not going to crash out. But like for example, when we was on the FBA panel, you came over there with hatred in your heart. You came over there to talk shit about Prophet, and when you got on the panel,
can we tell the story like it was? Didn't I actually come in with a talking point? What was my talking point, Chief?
You was talking about the Haitians and what you said about the Haitians.
And didn't I bring a newspaper
wait a minute.
clipping?
And Prophet told you that ain't what he talked about. Right? Prophet told you that ain't.
And what did I say after that? I said,
Prophet told you, bro. Hold on.
Right?
Prophet told you.
So nobody came up there with hate in their heart, guys. Go ahead, Mr. Chief Natural. Go ahead and lie some more.
Like I said, and Prophet told you that ain't what he talked about, and you still proceeded to talk about.
Oh, that ain't why I
shit.
went up there, sir. Go ahead.
So you didn't come up there about Haitians?
I brought a newspaper because Ja said something about Haitians, and the way that you all were responding about Haitians, that's why I came up there.
So what we said about the Haitians?
If coming up there with a source to debunk you is hate, then why the hell are you on this fucking app, nigga?
So what's the source about?
You the biggest hater in the world, I guess, huh? Oh, go ahead.
So what was the source about, and what was we was talking about?
Oh, I'll pull the source up easily. Hold on 1 second.
Good. Come on.
Right, y'all.
Go up here.
You caught me on an off day. Let me see here.
You need to get your stuff more organized. Make folders, brother.
I do have folders, but I also can do quick searches. See how quick I got to that, sir? You're talking shit already. You're an idiot. This is what I showed, because the talking point was that our people are not the same and that people wasn't going back and forth like that. But here we got
nobody never said that. Nobody, hold on.
It was said by somebody on the panel.
Now you're lying.
I don't care whether you said it.
Now you're lying. When we had that discussion on the FBA panel, we were not talking about Haitians being trafficked. We were not talking about Haitians being we were not talking about Haitians being trafficked back and forth. We was not talking about that. There was no denial of the Caribbeans being trafficked back and forth. You got up there on that panel and made a new subject matter as if that's what people talking about. That's what I'm saying.
Bring Ja up here and ask Ja why was she on the panel. That's the only reason. I mean,
what the FBA was saying, they said we don't need to be.
The only reason why
we don't need to be combining ourselves with Haitians, because when it comes down to us being a people, they cannot share reparations and restitution with us. That was the subject matter. The Haitians, what they got to deal with, they got to get their reparations from the Spanish and the Portuguese. That's what we were talking about. But you came up there with some stupid ass shit in your mind and said, hey, they were trafficked too. We're the same people. No, we're not the same people.
And create a narrative with lying, because
if Prophet was here, he would tell you.
See, nobody had sources, but Samuel came with the actual source during that topic. Nobody was showing anything. And so when I came up there, that doesn't show me with malice or hatred. It shows me being scholarly, because scholars come with sources. Other people talk and lie like hoes like you. Go ahead.
So like I was saying, when you came up there with that newspaper editorial, you straight up said nobody said that the Haitians were trafficking. Nobody said that the Haitians were sent to America and back and forth. Nobody wasn't talking about that. We were talking about reparations and restitution, and we were saying that people of the Caribbean, they got on the Haitian subject matter, that they shouldn't have no reparations from the United States. That's what we're talking about. You got up there and started talking about Haitians being trafficked back and forth from America to the Caribbeans. That wasn't a subject. That's what I said. You came up there with malice to make yourself seem like you're the big scholar when we wasn't even talking about that. You created a new subject matter. And
y'all notice what he likes to do?
Excuse me. And that's what we was getting.
I came with a video showing what he said.
Samuel, hold on, bro. Hold your horses. What?
And he just talks. He shows no sources.
Because the subject matter ain't about going back and brother. We could bring up
saying what they said, right? You just gotta believe Natural because he's a fucking drunk natural. Go ahead, Mr. $20.
You see what the haters sound like?
Go ahead, Mr. $20.
As I was saying,
Mr. Liar. Go ahead.
And by the way, this is coffee. But anyways,
crash out, Mr. Fuck Boy Liar. Go ahead.
Y'all hear him, right? Y'all hear?
Yes, because
exactly. Now be quiet. Thank you, moderator. Now, when I say you created
my video showed your words. You're just saying shit.
Oh my God.
Now I'm not gonna argue back and forth with a bitch.
That's what you're doing.
No, you said this and I said this. And you said this, but you really said. That's dumb.
Let's let them. All right, now y'all commenters. Let me know who's really crashing out.
Dumb hoe shit. Go ahead.
Who's really crashing out, commenters?
Go. That's dumb hoe shit. Go ahead.
Now, when you tell me to go ahead, is you gonna cut me off again? Gotcha. Yeah, smoke that cigarette. You're nervous. But look, check this out.
It's not cigarettes, it's weed. Go ahead.
You're still nervous. But look, check this out.
Never nervous.
So when we was talking about the FBA, when we was over there talking about that, you kept jumping in talking about this subject matter nobody wasn't talking about. The point is, what I want to know from you,
Remnant, nobody's crashing. I'm clowning. Nobody's crashing. Are you crazy? Remnant, you be following me. Go ahead and unfollow me, bitch. Go ahead, Chief Natural.
You see that? Y'all see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want no Chief Natural peons on my motherfucking live stream. Go ahead, Chief Natural.
My God. Oh my God, I'm telling you, when I deal with people, this is how they act.
I don't want no Chief Natural ass kissers on my live stream because he hasn't showed anything. You're saying I'm crashing out. He hasn't showed anything. He's been yelling most of this time and saying many things. And then when I raised my voice slightly because I was laughing most of the time, now I'm crashing out. See, what I like to show is that you all just like to say things, but you don't show anything. For the whole time, he was lying on me the entire time, saying, Samuel said this, Samuel said that. And I'm not going to argue with you back and forth because, see, Chief Natural, I made a video and I recorded you in Profit during that one time. And now you're like, oh, you made this video. No, I was just on that panel. I don't follow you and record you. Nobody likes you. But I made a video and recorded your voice, played it back and debunked what you said. I didn't say that you said anything outside of what you said, and it was heard what you said. Now you're saying that I come up with malice, and I told you exactly why I came up, and now you're still trying to make excuses for how I'm wrong for how I came up with malice still. And do you think I want to argue back and forth with a bitch nigga that thinks that he could just sit here and out-talk me? No, you gotta show sources. Show me what the fuck I said or shut the fuck up. Fuck what? What the hell? Are you stupid? Are all y'all stupid? Show me where I said that or where I came up with malice. Otherwise, you're just talking. Because I have the source right here that I came up with. Can you show me the source that you showed during that time that Ja was up there? You're going to tell me Ja didn't come up there and she was not talking about the Haitians? You're going to tell me Ja wasn't going down the FBA's throat? That's why I came up there, because the FBAs were sitting there talking about how Haitians were not part of us and they never was going back and forth or whatever. You know what I mean? To tell me that I didn't tell Prophet that he should look a little bit more into the Haiti thing, because actually it was Jovenel Moise who was unalived by 26 Colombians, and he should have had that was his security detail, and he should have had a security detail of Haitians had he had Haitians. But right now, he would have been he wouldn't have been unalived. Then I told him right now there's a bunch of Kenyans there. See, I remember the things that I said in the talking points. All you just said, this nigga came in with malice and he wanted to say some shit about Prophet. No, I remember exactly what I said, bitch boy, but you don't, because you weren't paying attention to what I said. Go ahead.
Now you done crashing out? You feel good now? You feel better? You got all that out. Okay, so when I speak, there's no reason for you to interject, okay? Now, as I was saying, when we had that panel We were not talking about Haitians being trafficked back and forth. That wasn't the subject matter. We were talking about Haitians getting reparations for the things we went through and restitution. When you got up here, right? When you got up there on the panel, what you did was you brought a new subject matter and started talking about Haitians being trafficked back and forth from from North America to South America. I said, that ain't the subject matter. You came up here because you've been hating on profit. You've been making videos about profit. You've been doing it back and forth. And another thing we said was, yeah, you've been stalking us over and over and over. You said nobody don't like natural, nobody don't fuck with natural, yet you always come to natural shit. Over and over and over.
What?
Here we go. Here we go. He finna start talking. I guess that's what did it, y'all. That's what did it, y'all. That's what did it. Y'all see, that's what did it. That's what did it. Hold on. I guess that's what did it, y'all. That's what did it, y'all. You see how he wanna cut in and interject, and I ain't said shit at all. Y'all see I ain't said anything. He let that out of all things. He let that out of all things get him under his skin, brother. He let all that get under his skin, brother. He let all that get under his skin, brother. You see that?
Wow.
You see that? Now here's the funny thing about that. When we was over there on the FBA panel, we said straight up to Samuel, straight to his face, you been talking shit about the FBA for a while with those group of people. Now all of a sudden, when Brian Jehovah had 200 and something people in his live, you wanted to come up there and make a new subject matter on something we wasn't even talking about, and try to make it seem like, hey, we're saying that Haitians never was trafficked back and forth. That wasn't a subject matter. You brought something new to the damn panel, Samuel. You know what you... Excuse me.
You're not proving.
Excuse me.
Why am I?
Excuse me.
Why the fuck am I?
Because I'm in the middle of talking.
I hear you a bitch.
I'm in the middle of talking. I ain't cut you off.
So you can.
I ain't cut you off in the middle of you talking. I'ma ask you. I'ma ask you to speak when I speak. I'ma ask you to speak when I speak. I'ma ask you to speak when I speak.
Come to my panel when this bitch shit don't happen. You a hoe. You lying like a hoe over.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I'm here. You.
Yep.
Do this, bitch. Here to do this $20. Do this, you $20 bitch. I'm not gonna sit here and be lied to, and you're on the same damn topic, and then you want to sit here and say he crashing out. You're not gonna sit here over and over again and lie. Be a man, hoe nigga. This is what you do. You wouldn't have a mute button in my face. You wouldn't have this. This is what I don't like about bitch ass traitor ass niggas like you.
Evidently, I gotta speak when you speak because I actually gave you the choice. I actually gave you the chance to actually confront, and you're not doing anything. You keep talking about this newspaper clip, and nobody's not talking about the newspaper clip at all. You come up with a newspaper clip, and that ain't what people talking about. Nobody's not talking about Haitians being trafficked back and forth. So the only thing you're doing right now, you just having this loud outburst like a fucking toddler. You don't know how to conduct yourself. You don't know how to prove anything. The only thing you want to do is create a new subject matter and try to come up on natural, like as if that's how you're gonna come up, brother. So this is what we about to do. So since you want to challenge me and want to say I don't bring up sources and I can't prove anything wrong, even though I got more debates than you, I got more following than you, I got all that more than you. So this is what you finna do, Samuel. This is what I want you to do, Samuel. Samuel, I'm finna put you on the big screen. I want you to prove and before the audience that black people is indigenous to America pre-Columbian time better than me. I want an archaeological standpoint. I want a genetic standpoint. I want a fossil standpoint. I want government documents. I want censuses. I want all of that. And from the colonial period, I want you to produce at least 5 to 6 sources. From 14, I want you to produce a source from 1493, because that's when they started, all the way up to 1536. Give me that. Secondly, I want you to get a genetic standpoint. I don't want to see no newspaper, because that's an editorial. I want to see primary sources. So this is what the fuck we gonna do. Since you say natural don't provide nothing, since you say natural don't prove nothing, all I do is just talk. because I gave you a chance to fucking
Then do
talk.
it,
No.
nigga. Shut the fuck
Now
up and
you
show
got
it,
yourself
bitch.
in. Now you got
Shut the
yourself in
fuck
some
up and
shit.
show it, bitch.
Now this is what we finna do.
Shut
Now
your
the first
fat
thing I
drunk
want you to
ass
do
up
now. The first thing I
Shut
want you to
your
do
fat
now,
drunk ass up and
Samuel.
show it, bitch.
I want you to. I'm
Shut
gonna put you
your
on the
fat
big
drunk
screen.
ass up
I
and
want
show
you to
it.
put
And
up
your
a
ugly
file.
ass
I want you to
bitch
pull up a
wife.
fossil
Shut it up, nigga, and show it.
anthropological work and prove that black people are indigenous to America. Since you this big teacher, so now you got the spotlight. Now you got your moment of truth. Now you finna prove natural was full of shit. So now I'm finna put you on the big screen. So go ahead and provide those fossils right now. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, so
I'ma mute up.
What the
You
fuck
do
this
it.
bitch nigga's talking about.
This
So if
is
you
natural
want
versus
sources from
this is natural
1536,
versus Samuel.
If you want sources from 1492 to 1536, so we'll sit here and we'll go to the letter of Hernando de Soto.
I
We're
said
gonna
the
talk
first.
to-
No. Now I got a historic foundation, yo dumbass. I said
Yeah, you
the
done.
first
You
thing
a
you
bitch.
gotta
You a
provide.
fat bitch. You a fat ugly bitch. That's why I'm up here, bitch.
You ain't nothing but a
and your
goddamn.
fat-
You ain't nothing but a
And you
motherfucking
a
grown ass
ugly
man in
bitch.
their goddamn
What up?
emotions. You ain't nothing but a grown ass
you
man
a
in their
ugly
emotions.
bitch
face.
So
All
the
y'all
so the
ugly
first
ass-
thing,
you
like I
ugly
said,
ass hoe.
like I said, the first thing you need to do is provide
The fuck is
archaeological
that?
work.
Pussy, bitch.
Hold on,
All
no.
y'all niggas is nothing. Y'all ain't shit.
Provide archaeological work that
The
prove
fuck he
black
talking
people
about?
are indigenous
Nigga,
to
you look-
America.
you look
That's the
bad.
first
You
thing I
can't even
asked you
get
for.
past-
Some bitch assholes.
So
That's
this the
why
first
y'all
thing you
ain't
need to do.
together. Don't
So
nobody
go
listen
ahead.
to one of your ugly asses. You a
This
fat
bitch ass
bitch
nigga couldn't
and you
even
a
get
ugly
past
face,
his
filter
story.
looking
You
hoe.
was a
And
fucking
nobody
mess
gives
on
a
that
fuck
fucking
about neither
debate.
one
You
of you.
crazy
You
face ass
Yeah,
got
go
1,000
ahead.
videos
You
with
did
filters on them
horrible.
bitches. I don't give
You
a fuck
did
about neither
horrible,
one of
you
you
ugly,
hoes.
crazy
I don't
face
give a fuck
ass
about
bitch.
neither one of you
That's what
bitches.
the
You
fuck
didn't bring me
did.
up here for no
And you
goddamn
still ain't did
scholarship.
shit. You trying
I'm
to
up
come
here for the
off nasty
motherfucker.
by trying to think you finna beef with him, land some criminals and some bitches that ain't never put up any
bitch
type of sources. Pump your head up, nigga, with them fucking thin down
I got my
ass
little
eyes.
wrist.
Bitch, you looks bad.
Bitch, where you got a filter on your avatar, right?
And you still
A
fucking ain't
filter on your
recovered,
bitch ass
bitch.
avatar.
Historic
How you got
picture of
how you got a
bitch ass, you still ain't
cartoon with a
recovered.
filter on it,
Trying to
bitch?
pull up
How
a
you got a
fucking video
cartoon with a
talking
filter on the
about that's a fucking
motherfucker?
debate.
That's how ugly
Nigga,
you
shut
is.
your
Hold on, y'all.
Your
Hold
cartoon
on.
needs
Wait a minute.
filters,
Hold on.
bitch. Your cartoon needs
You
filters,
still ain't
Wait a
did
minute.
shit, ugly ass bitch.
Your
Like
cartoon
I
needs
fucking
filters,
said, crazy
bitch.
face
Your
ass
cartoon
nigga. But you
avatar
up here
needs
Wait a
a
minute.
filter, bitch.
Wait a
That's
minute.
how ugly it is.
Wait a minute, hold on. Naturalista, hold on. Don't say nothing. Now look, check this out. I said we ain't finna do all this disrespecting. We ain't finna do all this name calling, none of this shit. You said natural don't provide nothing. You said natural don't prove anything. All natural do is talk. So Samuel, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna prove that black people are from America from an archaeological standpoint first. So prove that first, that black people are here from America. You said you the big scholar. You said nobody don't watch me. You said nobody don't do none of this shit, right? So what you're gonna do is put the information where your mouth is. So that's what you're gonna do. All this name calling, we ain't finna do that. All right? Act your age, brother. Now I'm gonna end this.
He just want to fucking argue like a fucking fan. He's the biggest fan.
Naturalista, go ahead and mute up.
Not
So archaeological wise, hoes,
All right, let's go
we
ahead.
have the Alabama State Historical Society, which is gonna tell you where the most he said fluted, but the most arrowheads are in America. One, let's also know that it's dated back to 11,500 BC. We're talking about Alabama, where there's over 29,000 known archaeological sites in Alabama alone, and that's just a small amount. We can let him hear it from his mouth himself, but right here, why does it make a difference between where the most arrowheads are? Because when you're hunting with arrows, right, you're gonna have arrowheads left on the ground. Now notice where the Mayan area is, right? Notice how there's the most fluted points of arrows there, as well as in the south. Now, who's known to be in the south? I thought the people came from here. Now, if they came from up here, where that arrow is pointing down on you fuck niggas, if they came from here, then there would be a lot more of a trail of arrowheads before it got all the way over here to this whole congestion. But who did the first explorers see when they first got here? People from this side of the planet. Who has histories of being able to that's actually, you know what? Let me show a source that that corroborates this with Christopher Columbus, because Christopher Columbus was in there with in Chicora. So in Chicora, let me pull up Chicora. Hold on, let me get up out of this collection. Let me do this. Let's go here. We'll say Chikora. And we'll go here. Hold up. We'll go here. It's probably going to be one of these. Give me just a moment. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. You know, I got a lot of things up there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but on the spot, your boy is ready. Hold on one second. Right here. The Lucayan Islands. So this was translated out of a book from 1551 from the Library of Congress. It was written in Paleo Spanish or Paleo something. But it says the Lucayan Islands. We're going to go down to this second paragraph. And we're going to actually start right here. That they first lands that were sighted by Christopher Columbus, and it talks about the islands' names, talking about Cuba. We're gonna go right here where it says, from the mainland, many men came, like those from Florida, Chikora, which is South Carolina, the original name, and the Yucatan. So we have Christopher Columbus himself in a book from 1551. Now, I wouldn't say it's himself. Somebody's writing from his journal, but also it talks about it from his journal, that he was there with Chikorans, Yucatan, Cubans, and Floridians, and he was in the Lucayans. So what does that show us? When we go back to that actual map, that I was just showing, it shows that when people say that the Shatas and some of these folks have some of the history of being together with each other, they're not lying. As Christopher Columbus showed up in the Bahamas during that time, he's seen them all kicking it together in the islands. Now that is also, as I'm going through here. Now, coincidentally, if you were to look at the the slavery map, where the density of slaves was in 1860 on the Library of Congress, it'll show you what? The South, where most of those same fluted arrowhead points are, where the Mayans also have those same kind of, things. But also, I can go over here to where we'll go to Virginia in the 1700s, where we have depictions of tons and tons of Indians. What do they look like? They were on these particular things in the British Museum in 1703, and they were still selling tobacco. Now, these tobacco Indians that are all over here from Virginia, who are selling it to the YT folks with their hair being woolly and wearing feathers, they also have on pearls. You'll see pearls in many of their ears, right? Ain't that funny about the pearls in Virginia 1700s? Well, you also know who was depicting people with pearls in the 1700s? Oh, that would be the allegory of the continents. Yes, the allegory of the continents in all of the churches in 1700s. As I pulled them up, I don't know who the fuck he thought I was. I am always ready for these kind of conversations. I'm always ready for the smoke as well. But when you get here, you start pulling up things that they show. You'll start seeing people with pearls in their ears in the allegory of the continents. You'll also see people with double rows of pearls. Now, this isn't the allegory of the continents. This is another one, but double rows of pearls, double rows of pearls. And I'm going to show you why that's important here. I'm going to show you a couple more with pearls, right? I can show you almost 100 of those. But I'm going to also show you right here where DeSoto talks about how these people were pearls. One of the first explorers and many of the explorers, and they'll talk about how these pearls were here. Let me give you another one here, actually, where they say they were quadruple rows of pearls. Where is it at? Give me just a second. Right here. It says, in some provinces, the young ladies wore triple or quadruple rows of pearls around their necks, their arms, or slung around their left arms, whatever the case may be. So these depictions where we do see these people with these pearls listed not only from Virginia, but also listed from also places like this, but also not just that explorer. Here's another explorer when they said, hey, coming in Florida, somebody else was coming to Pearl. What did they say? They was out there saying pearls. In fact, they had another nigga that was out here flossing so hard with his pearls. They said he had a fat ass pearl in the middle. Let me see if I can find that real quick, because your boy's coming up with a documentary about it, because your boy's actually doing work out here in these streets while y'all niggas is doing this dumb shit. But Let me pull that up real quick because you know we be flossing. There it is right there. Right here, it talks about how when these men got here, for we saw a man that was there, we entered into our boats that a pearl hanging from a collar of gold and silver about his neck. So he had a collar of gold on his collar. He had a gold and silver chain, and in the middle, like a medallion, he had a fat ass pearl. Well, that's pretty funny because I got the pictures of people doing something similar. See that quadruple rows of pearls on that 1675 Woodward's poster? You see these quadruple rows of pearls with a fat ass pearl in the middle? Man, I can make so many goddamn connections because these people are melanated. But I can also show you many different explorers that talk about these people being melanated, and all of these are between time frames which you will never find people depicted from the Native American Siberians with pearls, with certain I got the tattooing practices listed here. I got when they got cotton mantles. Cotton mantles is another thing. Christopher Columbus, when he got there, he said that these people, these Indians, were wearing cotton mantles, and in a lot of these people's arms, what you will see on top of the pearls is mantles of cotton over and over. These people have these cotton mantles. Let me show you another one here. That's a close-up of her. So she has her cotton mantle, and they would usually tell them that it's draped over one shoulder. So I can show, these are melanated folks being depicted this way. So, you know, I can show books that actually, you know what, I can just type the word mantle outside of this library. Go right here, we'll go mantle. I'm pretty sure you're lost, but keep up with it because your boy is always on fire. Christopher Columbus arrived at Medina del Campo, where at the court he resided, he and the monarchs, many grains of gold, some nuggets weighing up. This is actually talking about where he brought says feathers and cotton mantles, which the Indians wore. Cotton mantles. Let me, for those who don't know what mantles are, they're like these little cloaks and things, these little things are that you put over your shoulder, like they depict over there in Germany. Now, I got many other things that talk about these mantles. They're all over the place. All of these things talk about some mantles, colored feathers. Somebody say, oh, some about mantles right there, talks about some mantles. We got all kind of books talking about mantles, right? Dupratz, the historian, when he went to the history of Louisiana, said he saw people with feathered mantles. Another person, the Portuguese gentleman, back then, he said he saw a great many of mantles. So look, we can go by archaeologists that pull a bone out the ground and said, let me take this bone and look in it and show you what I think. Or we could go by the historic primary sources from the voyagers that were here, as well as a lot of these depictions that we find, because what you don't find is depictions of Siberian Native Americans until about the late 1800s. And then when you find those depictions of Native Americans, what you don't find, and I'll show you just a quick last thing, and then I'll land this bitch and go ahead and let you, hold on, let me close that out because this thing's be freezing up. These new iPads, you know what I'm saying, it be freezing up on your step. But so we got the roots random here. So what you do see is your normal Native Americans wear things that were not wrote about. They don't have pearls. They don't have cotton mantles. They got the feathers thing. They don't have the pearls, the cotton mantles, the gold hoop earrings. I didn't even show that. The gold rings and stuff around the collar. They don't really have any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They got a bunch of funny looking stuff. And you know why we know that's fake and what these people are fake? These are the Mowai Choctaw Indians. Now, they've been faking around acting like a real tribe for over 50 years. But what's funny is when you dig around into the Department of Interior paperwork to find their denial letter on why they got denied for being federally recognized, they say, hey, only in cases of approximately 1% of its membership of the petitioners documented any known descent of Indian families. When I went through their actual, that 1% likely came from that little bitty one black chick that they really do have on her tribe. That's probably mixed. So I'll go ahead and shut it up there. If you believe that these people have to have a Siberian link, the only way you can get through is a Siberian link, like I say, like you said, like a dumbass and a traitor on the motherfucking live stream. You go ahead with that Playboy. It's actually a longer thing than that. It's actually something I'd have to actually break down because those people got federally recognized. Let me just actually show them. Those people got federally recognized a different way. And you know what I'm saying? They got recognized before the BIA actually started putting in stringent, processes for you to start to get recognized. But prior to the whole getting recognized thing, most people got in through a government grant through here we go. Is this everybody? No, that's the bill. Let's see if I can find it. Look, I done showed so many things, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be mad if I didn't find it on the quick. You know what? I'll just leave it there, goddamn.
Very good, very good. So what you did, you show us Indian culture. You didn't prove to us that Indians were here pre-Columbian time. The first thing I asked you was, even though you did provide documents for the colonists, so that's good. You cover that from a cultural standpoint. That's terrific. No denying it. My thing is, I asked you to provide proof that we were here pre-Columbian time from an archaeological standpoint. And the only thing that's archaeological that you provided were arrow tip heads, and anybody can have arrow tip heads. And then you said those arrow tip heads was in the same region as the American Indians during the, slave migration. That's too far in the damn game from an ancient standpoint to an 18 yada yada standpoint. We know these people were moved around several times at that. But if we're gonna prove that black people were indigenous to America pre-Columbian time from an archaeological standpoint, the first thing we're gonna do is actually provide real fossils to justify that claim, not tools. You didn't even put a date on these tools. For one, if I was gonna go from the tool perspective, I would have talked about the age of the Mongoloid people and demonstrate how these people couldn't be the creators of these tools, because the age of these tools versus their migration, it doesn't add up. And we all know around 1300 years ago, they was most definitely wasn't on the East Coast. So as far as that, I would have went from that perspective. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so we actually gonna prove, let me turn all this off. So we actually gonna prove that black people were here pre-Columbian time. Where's that image? Turn it off. Text. Turn this off. Okay, cool. So we're gonna prove that black people were here pre-Columbian time. We will actually have to talk about fossils. And for one, the first fossil I'm going to be bringing out is the Appioni skull. The Appioni skull was found along with Lucia. We already know what happened with Lucia. They reconstructed Lucia's skull after the fire. So we know Lucia is more of a Mongoloid now because they made a fictitious skull compared to when they first discovered it. We know they changed the game. We know they changed everything about it. But we got evidence to show that Lucia was Negroid. But they never talk about the Appioni skull, the male skull that was found where, which is the earliest faces in America, look more like modern black Americans. Let's zoom in on this. This is the male counterpart. And this study has not been updated since 2003. They left this one alone completely. So it says the skull is that of a, hold on, not this one. This one's not the Appioni. This one's dealing with Lucia. Same one I just clicked.
I would suggest you organize those in folders like you told me.
All right, so the astonishing 3D face of the 10,000-year-old African caveman discovered in Brazil could settle historic debate. It says the debate over whether Africans or Asians were the first ancient people to set foot in America's soil took an unexpected twist today with the unveiling of a 3D face of the 10,000-year-old African caveman in Brazil. It says the digital image by Brazilian graphic designer. We don't even know this name. We're just gonna get on that right here. But it says the relic dubbed the Apayoni was discovered. The name Apayoni, for those of y'all that actually want to get this study and do intensive research in it, the Apayoni was discovered deep inside a cave during an archaeological dig at Lagoa Santa, southeast of Brazil, some 50 years ago. It appears to the support of 2 decades old argument that Africans, which we know they're not Africans, we already did the studies, we know what they meant. It was really Negroid people, and they replaced Negroid with African. But Africans were the first colonizers of the America, not colonizers, the first settlers, the first people. The news comes just weeks after Morales also revealed the 3D facial characteristics of a 28-year-old Siberian Asian male modeled from another prehistoric cranium. So we see what's going on here. So we see nobody haven't talked about the Apayoni skull. This was dated to be over 10,000 years ago. So we're gonna properly prove that black people were here in America pre-Columbian time. We can use codexes, but the codex had to be pre-Columbian, not post-Columbian. So that's when we're dealing with timelines, right? So if somebody was gonna debate you, Samuel, even though you got your teacup on, you're not listening. If someone was gonna debate you and they would have said, hey, those arrowheads, prove that those arrowheads came from Negroes. You won't be able to prove that because you didn't even give the official timeline of when Negro people were here, a pre-Columbian standpoint, right? That's the same thing I was talking about when you was debating historic. You didn't properly prove that, but instead you was just bringing up skin color in colonial books, right? So other than that, we got the Apayoni skull. This is one. This is proving that black people in America were here pre-Columbian time. Next. All right. Now we're gonna pull up. Let's already have the picture up. I didn't have that picture. And the sources I'm bringing up, they're not debunked. Pan-Africans been trying to debunk it, and they have no way to debunk these sources. See the MoFax debate folder. I'm pretty sure you saw this before. I think you have brought this out before as well. So if you're familiar with the source, I don't know why you didn't bring this out, because I said prove that black people were here pre-Columbian time, not tools. I didn't say anything about culture. Cool. Rocking pearls, rocking gold. Yeah, okay, cool. That's from a cultural standpoint. And you showing pictures. That's another reason Pan-Africans be on our necks, because we show pictures. And that's not what they're asking, because the majority of pictures that we have are post-Columbian. Now that's good when we're teaching our people who the American Indians are. But if we're facing Mexicans, Pan-Africans, and other people outside of that, we need to go from an archaeological standpoint, right? And you was all over the place, Samuel. It could have been just very simple. Nobody asked you to bring out culture at all. All right, so let me move this. All right, and this is the same thing I did a long time ago when I challenged American Indians. Actually, this is productive. This is healthy among our community. This is how we could be on track when we're trying to prove who we are. So no, this to me, this is a friendly debate, a friendly educational presentation. However you feel, just however you feel. I really don't care. But this is for the people. This is 2 skulls from the West Indies, a male Negro from Barbados, from the British West Indies, and an undeformed male Indian from Cuba. All right. This is the second fossil that proves that we are American Indian pre-Columbian time, right? Now again, your presentation was good if we coming from a cultural standpoint. That was terrific. No disrespect on that. That was a good presentation when it comes down to cultural standpoint. But a monthly record of anthropological science published under the direction of the Royal Anthropological Institute of the Great Britain and Ireland, 1939. skipping on down, again, a lot of people already seen this before, but we're just bringing it out to the forefront because Pan-Africans have not debunked this. So it's good just to refresh people's minds on this. It's just the recent paper. This is from the Stewart Division of Physical Anthropology, United States National Museum, Washington, D.C. The recent paper in this journal by Buxton, Trevor, and Julian Mann, 1938-47, implies that an undeformed Negroid physical type inhabited the Virgin Islands in pre-Columbian times. See that? You see how it stated that? I'm not trying to search for something. I'm not trying to put something together. It's self-explanatory right here. If we're gonna be debating people outside of our community, we gotta get straight to the point. Straight to the point. Not all over the place. Because we got people in the back of the classroom that can't follow. I followed everything you said. I followed everything you said. Like I said, you came from a cultural standpoint. Nothing wrong with that. But again, if we prove in pre-Columbian time, the next after this, I'm gonna bring up something from a cultural standpoint, but it's actually pre-Columbian, right? They actually have an age on it. But the recent paper of this form, I already read this part. Yeah. Not only is this implication contrary to previous accepted findings in the Attilian era, as well to be shown later, but it also fails to give an adequate consideration of the possibility of the skeletal remains representing the Negro burials. All right. The mere presence of skeletons in the sand and shell mounds of Indian origin lacking careful stratigraphic records is not certain evidence of primary association with the accompanying artifacts. Moreover, I venture to say few physical anthropologists familiar with American Indian skulls will mistake for Indians those illustrated by Buxton, Trevor, and Julian. Pay attention to this part. Indeed, most physical anthropologists will probably be less conservative to say Negro. He's telling the people to say Negro instead of Negroid. So they already openly admitted that in pre-Columbian time, Negroid people were here according to an archaeological standpoint. That's the point where we're proving. Not tool works, not shells and pearls, straight to the subject matter. Now I can understand respect. I can understand being a fan and things like that to a certain individuals and stuff like that. But the thing is, if we're gonna come down to us being a people, all this fan shit is out the window. We got to get critical. We can't be a 10 player if the information isn't, connecting and statuating us being American Indians. We got to be honest with one another. So if I was sitting down and I was watching your presentation, Samuel, everything I told you is the honest truth. You didn't justify us being here pre-Columbian time, but you show us a cultural standpoint of us being here post-Columbian time, not pre-Columbian. This right here was dated to be around 1200 BC. I mean, not 1200 BC, 1200 AD. All right. Now it says, I support of the opinion that the authors are describing Negroes. I wish to present a familiar case from Barbados and British West Indies. I already showed you the two scores. For corresponding Mr. E.M. Shellstone in Bridgetown, Barbados, it appears that in August 1933, I commenced and excavated a sandy ridge about 50 years from a high water mark on the shore of Chancery Lane on the southern coast of the island. The ridge proved to be a kitchen midden containing many objects of the Arawak workshop. So now we got the particular tribe. We got the particular tribe now that he's gonna state are Negro people. You see how clear and cut that is? Instead of going all over the place to justify it, this is what I'll be talking about when it comes down to strategic debating. We don't need to go all over the place. It's really very simple to prove who we are from an archaeological standpoint in pre-Columbian time, right? Now it says, among other things, oh wait, I already read. Oh yeah, no. Among other things, encountered in this site was a skeleton laying on its left side about 20 inches under the surface. Mr. Shellstone believed this skeleton to be that of the Arawak Indian. All right, in 1937, this is where they found it. Presented it as such to the U.S. National Museum. Upon reconstructing the skull from many fragments in which it was received in Washington, I felt justified in calling it a Negro for reasons that will appear from the following description. Now, you know, and I'm gonna finish it out right here because I ain't gonna read all the other pages. You know, in archaeology, how they prove that a skull is Negro, they use African skulls as a placeholder, right? So that's how they can prove that in Australoid skulls as well, to prove that, hey, these are not modern Mongoloid people. These are not Mongoloid people. These are a different type of people. Okay? All right. 2 views of the Barbados skulls are shown on plate DI2. I already showed the 2 skulls in the beginning. Comparison with 2 skulls shown in the paper by Buxton, Trevor, and Julian, Man, 1938, plate D, indicates that the individual and sex differences are no more than would be expected of the range of the variation in a single race. Certainly, however, such Negroid features as the alveolar again, prognathism, broad nose, and low orbits are more pronounced in the case of the Virgin Island skulls. Now, this is them comparing the 2, right? In order to evaluate better metrical findings, Table 1 contains the measurements and indices of the Barbados skulls in comparison with the range of variation of the 5 males from the Virgin Islands. And with that, 68 male Negroes. All right, so they're comparing 68 male Negroes from Africa to these skulls. Pre-Columbian time. The Gamboon series, that's the name of the African skulls that they're comparing with these 2 skulls in the Caribs. It says these figures are presented for what they are worth, which unfortunately is probably very little because measurements are very imperfect and descriptive agents. All right, and it says more than one racial group may fall within the same range. All right, but is this the case with these 2 skulls? No. The eye is able to detect racial differences that are only masked by figures. I have selected the Gamboon series for comparison because it is from the west coast of Africa and is about the best available. It was the best available. It is not, of course, fully representative of the population from which Negro slaves were shipped to the New World. So you see, it's different. They already made a difference between the skull from the Africans that was shipped here to these skulls. So they're not African origin, but they Negroes. So that's a 2-edged sword that we got here. And it says the table shows the Barbados specimen falls within the range of the Gamboon Negroes except the maximum skull length and cranial indices. I'm finished with this. So that's 2 right there. So what I just did, and I'll bring up an editorial just to, even though I said no editorials, I'll bring up an editorial just for your sake because I know you bring up editorials.
Oh, that's why. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Just for your sake.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you validating me.
All right, the petrified Negro. So I'm gonna ask you one question, Samuel. How long does it take for a fossil to be petrified? If you don't know the answer, it's okay. If you want to ignore it, that's okay. Okay, so you see a grown-ass man don't want to be a grown-ass man. So right here, it takes approximately 10,000 years for a fossil to petrify. Approximately 10,000 years. So that's already outside of pre-Columbian time, post-Columbian. That's way before. Okay, it says this the Chadron, Nebraska, October 11. A petrified Negro was found about 2 miles south of this city near this natural habitat. A petrified Negro. So now we got pre-Columbian Negroes in North America. We covered the Caribbeans. Now we cover in North America, right? And it says the natural by Edward Rosetter. It is that a man 6 feet tall, well developed, in a perfect state of preservation. It was found buried in a booty clay and weighs over 500 pounds. The teeth are plainly visible, and the skull, head, and lips are those of a Negro. So now we got North America. So this is what I mean by prove that black people were here pre-Columbian time. We ain't going to talk about culture. We're not going to talk about how they dress. We're not going to be talking about how they eat. We're talking about pure artifacts. This is how we can prove who we are before a court with archaeological finding as well. So this is what I mean. So since you said I don't prove nothing and I just be talking, now what you got to do is outdo that. And that's the name of this presentation. Let me put this picture back up here before you start speaking. I said prove black Americans are indigenous to America better than me. And right now we're not going to be biased. We're going to be truthful. We seen his presentation and we seen my presentation. Okay? So it's whatever how you feel. I know I proved it better than you. Okay, so prove that I just be talking. Now it's your go. Now do it right this time, Samuel, and don't go all over the place.
Can you stop crashing out?
You was crashing out for a whole damn hour.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah, now don't act like me now.
Yeah, of course I was crashing out after we started the way we started. I'm always gonna give you the same exact energy as I'm a motherfucker give you. I got on the panel. Yes, you this man. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come right back at you with the rah, nigga. But right now we're on this because you kind of bored me there. But first of all, who cares about pearls? Well, here's an archaeological dig. We're at them holding pearls. So I guess archaeologists care about the pearls. That's why you make the pearl connection via cultural continuity, because even I can bring that all the way up to modern times as our people wear pearls. But, there's more than just skulls in that ground, right? So what you can prove is through the culture of the things in the ground around the skulls. As much so as that, but also I'm a historian. I'm not an archaeologist, but as I go through this history, I also find archaeologists also who did the Hopewell dig, and there's 100,000 pearls found there. So that would corroborate the story of all of the depictions of the pearls, because they're just pictures, but pictures usually make a difference. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why it don't make a difference to y'all folks. I guess you're trying to say because it's not pre-Columbian. But, I can go through many of these other things where people are talking about pearls that was on the Shakur Chiefs. We could talk about, and that's on the historic website. We could talk about so many different books of different explorers. It's like, why was everybody coming here talking about pearls? And that helps to disprove the Siberian links that you tried to, get to try to say there. But we're gonna go to what was I about to do? We said the pearls, the Hopewell mounds, the things of that nature. You know what? I am gonna play this real quick because I want to ask you a question. What do you mean by this?
And the only we can identify is through the Siberian link, which is just blood quantum. I could understand that perspective.
And so before you answer that, hold on. Let me rewind it back a little bit. Hold up.
BT is saying when he's saying the Indian, because they can't, like we were just
the same argument. I mean,
just arguing with Samuel about the Native American connection, and the only we can identify is through the Siberian link, which is just blood quantum.
So first of all, I want people to know what I said on that panel. We were talking about, well, at this particular time, your boy Prophet down there, how you doing, fat boy? Your boy Prophet started to say, nobody cares about these old ass tribes, Sam. We can't be time, but people ain't time back to these old ass tribes. And I calmly, as I was working out in the field at the time, and didn't have access to my iPad to crush these folks, I was saying that there's a lot of people tying back to old tribes. There's people on my panel all the time tying back to Chippewas, Catafacheques, Powhatans, Calusas, Kusas, tribes you ain't heard of, Eshaks, Ishikes, Narragansetts, so many people tying themselves via paperwork.
What this got to do with the conversation?
Via paperwork, which is historical, not archaeological, and that is definitely provable. And you know what? That's what I was going to pull up. I'm glad I actually thought about it.
Stick to the conversation.
You don't have to prove. Here go my iPad, the brand new iPad tripping. Hold on. You don't have to prove if you're let's just say you're going by the BIA for example, right? And you wanted to get federally recognized by said BIA. Well,
don't mute, unmute him.
From the BIA.gov, as I'm getting muted because people don't like this information. And that was going to tell you how you get recognized. Now, it doesn't tell you that you have to prove your existence here pre-Columbian time, because what's funny about pre-Columbian is that leaves you to very few sources is what people are trying to get to, even though I would tell people about the Council of the Indies and show books about the Council of the Indies and how the Council of the Indies was utilized in censoring all of the publications for 300 years, going back and forth between Europe and America. But before we go, I don't even want to get into all that. And then I also got the book of the Council of the Indies with all of their laws inside of it. But regardless of that. This is the one-page form you need. Remember, I showed y'all the Mowa Indians who got denied for their to be citizen or for federal recognition, even though they go around for 50 years playing like that, and they just got arrested for a gambling facility. So it's really a gambling ruse. These Siberian links are out here they're doing gambling things that are operations that are illegal, and they're hiding under your ancestors' names. The Mowa Chata. Mowa sounds like something, but it's just the first two letters of the two actual it's just the first two letters of the actual two counties of where they're located in Alabama or whatever it is. So you got the Mowa Choctaws. You would think they're all Choctaws, right? But they got denied, and only 1% of those Siberian-looking people, according, like I showed y'all earlier, had any ancestry to tie back. But the actual thing says you only have to tie back to 1900. It used to say before first contact. So if you want to be a BIA-approved tribe, let's just say you wanted to go that route, you first have to start showing your group has to show a distinct community that has existed from historical time until its present. Now, you can be a distinct community that has existed from its historical time until its present. A lot of people have been on our panels and they've said their family never left their land. Their family is still in some of their land areas, like in Mississippi and certain areas where they've been at. But also, we have our land patents. Our land patents tie us back as well to specific areas as well. Now, it's going to be some time before you can actually exist as a tribe to get to this point, because it took the Mowa Indians 40 to 50 years before as existing as a tribe before they started to actually apply for this. But you have to start living. That goes on the whole thing of nation building that Rashad talks about. You have to start building a nation, become the nation, act like a nation, even under a current nation, right? And then you apply with all of your documentation, all of your genealogy, all of this other stuff to the BIA. Follow these one-page rules, which it really ain't much. The petitioner has maintained political influence or authority over its members as an autonomous entity from historical times until present. Well, you may not be able to
Hey, something going on with your audio. I can't hear you.
All right, I'm back. All right. Getting calls. So if you want to, and this is if you want to get approved, and the only reason why I'm showing this is because the only reason why you would be playing games and talking about prove the existence before 1492 is because you want to jerk yourself off and beat some Pan-Africans. Because BIA doesn't say anything about prove your existence to 1492. The court system is not going to say anything about proving your existence till 1492. If you have paperwork proving your existence to first contact, and first contact, which it used to be before this says 1900. First contact could be you was in pre-Louisiana Purchase if you was in the Louisiana area, right? If you can prove that your family was in Louisiana or what we would call Lower Florida back then, or what you would call Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, parts of Georgia, Florida, all that area today. If your family has records going back to the early 1800s, if not 1700s, you have proven as far as you need to fucking go that your black ass is here and was here before the Siberians. Because what they don't have is that. And if I can go also back with historical proof showing the same thing, I could give two less of a fucks about going to the archaeological skulls and trying to prove, oh, and I could be the Pan-African and we not gonna be able to beat them out here. The Pan-African ain't the motherfucker holding the motherfucker up saying, I'm at the BIA and gonna let you in. The Pan-African ain't the one that cares about you. It's gonna be the one to stop you even if you want to go the sovereign route. The Pan-African is just a bitch made nobody who is nothing but a Masonic goddamn frat boy that y'all want to sit here and jerk each other off back and forth on debates, and I don't do that. I teach on my.
All right, clear up.
I only teach on you hoes. So
make it clean.
There
so
on
you,
you
so
done.
you
Let you jerk yourself off,
brother. Clean up your vocabulary, brother. You don't want to get taken down because you saying these vulgar statements, these provocative statements. Clear your communication. That's the reason you got muted.
Oh, I'm landed. I'm good.
All right, so let's get back to this real quick.
Yes, hold on. Let me respond to Prophet real quick. I didn't fly on Tariq's panel to teach. I went on Tariq's panel to talk about.
You're dealing with me right now. You're not dealing with Prophet. You're not dealing with Prophet right now.
You acting like I would go on anybody's panel. You go on this panel and prove a point. I have no problem. And he's talking about I went on Tariq's panel all the time. I went on Tariq's panel one time. He made one video. You guys take one thing, just like your girl just said and you just said. I clicked on your live stream because Nawal was the circle I clicked on, and I didn't know what was behind Nawal. And when I clicked in, it was your live stream. Nobody bees in y'all live stream, okay? Like that. Y'all niggas is the most idiotic
Samuel.
And to say the stupid shit that y'all say
to
is
the
funny.
Topic.
I do not.
This is the reason. Are you seeing the comments?
Live streams.
Are you seeing the comments?
People
want you to stick to the topic. You're jumping to other places. What you supposed to be doing is proving that black people were here pre-Columbian time. You started talking about some more shit on the FBA. This is what I be talking about, and y'all be having a problem with it. Now, I'm only going to talk about this just for a little while. I'm not going back to the topic because you had a newspaper up and it showed some pearls, so you still wasn't going to do the right thing. I see that you have a comprehension problem here, and you're very explosive when it comes down to your feelings. Stop worrying about the comments. You supposed to be proving that Natural, all he do is just talk and don't prove nothing. But right now,
Did you say that the Prophet when he went up on me?
Listen, Samuel. I
in that last live stream.
Listen,
when you get loud, it's emotional. When I get loud, I'm emotional. No, see, I don't play those.
Now look, check this out. Samuel, I'm gonna let you talk to Prophet after we're finished. You can say whatever you want to Prophet after we're finished.
I'm gonna throw it.
You're gonna talk to Prophet after we finish. But right now, stick to the topic. You say you're intelligent. You say you're a scholar. You're a teacher. Act like that. Focus.
I know everybody knows.
Let's get back to this because if we're all idiots, if we all supposed to be teachers, if we all teachers, quit acting like a panels, brother. Quit acting like a woman. Quit acting like a female, man.
So all this.
Stop this shit.
You getting loud?
Stop that. It's because you're being too. You're not
emotional now.
I get like this with Pan Africans too. only thing I want you to do is stick to the topic, and there's nothing wrong with telling people to stick to the topic.
You can't control. Oh, now see,
now,
y'all just like
now,
that. All y'all do is just
gaslighting.
pitter patter back and forth.
Gaslighting.
If he gets loud first, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna do this.
Gaslighting.
Y'all not up here for no real shit.
We wasn't up here for real shit. Meanwhile, I just demonstrated us pre-Columbian time, and now you want to talk about the BIA.
Why did you talk about a Siberian link?
Anyways, we finna get back to it. I'm not finna play these games.
What's up with the Siberian link?
Now, this brother's just talking about the BIA. He didn't even read the full document that he had.
I've read the full document. I didn't read it right now.
Why do people say stuff like
that?
He was going off the top.
Hey,
it's my turn.
Do you think I really didn't read the whole document?
Samuel, it's my turn.
Do you really think I didn't read the whole document?
Samuel.
Y'all see me read everything on this
Samuel,
planet.
it's my turn.
Do you really think I didn't read the whole document?
Samuel, it's my turn. It's my turn, Samuel. I gave you was able to talk the whole entire time without being cut off. Samuel, it's my turn. Please be quiet. All right, because people heard you. I'm doing this shit fair. And meanwhile, you don't want to be fair. All right. Now check this out. You read it, and you didn't read it fully. Majority of the things you were doing, you were just talking out your ass. I read that whole damn document.
I'm not gonna be denigrated over and over and can't respond to denigration. I'm gonna drop because fuck y'all.
Yeah, run, because he read what was on the screen. He run it because he ran it. You see him crashing out?
Always gonna respond to you bitch niggas. So fuck y'all. No,
hey, go ahead.
Gonna deal with that shit.
Go ahead, Samuel. Go ahead and drop.
I'm
Go ahead, Samuel. Just bye, bro. Bye. Now look, check this out. Did Samuel prove that we was indigenous pre-Columbian time? No, he did not. He proved that we were indigenous post-Columbian. Now, when it was his turn again to do it right, the man put up a newspaper, and this guy had some pearls in his hand. He was finna do the same thing again. At that point, bro, I've been debating for a long time. I know when somebody's defeated. He changed the subject matter to the BIA, then want to start talking about profit. This guy is not a real teacher. He's not. You pick who you want to pick. If y'all want to have respects of persons, you can have it. This is what I do. I did this 5 years ago against the indigenous community, and I'm going to do it again. Because what I'm doing ain't nothing but love. I didn't disrespect that man. I was being fair and honest. And all he wanted to do is call people out their names, call people bitches. Be honest, Samuel was up here acting like a Pan-African, a typical Pan-African. Just from an indigenous perspective. You can't control yourself. What we were doing, and I said it, what we were doing was trying to show the people who are indigenous based off work. So that means I'm saying that, hey, we having a family, we having a regular discussion, but he kept gaslighting. He couldn't stick to the topic. He was discombobulated. And those of y'all that was just going on respects of persons, hey, that's you. That's you. You choose what you want to follow. No hard feelings. But me, I'ma choose the right. I'ma listen to the right. Okay? You see the reason why Pan-Africans can't beat me in no debate. And it's a damn shame I gotta do it to my own people that's claiming to be indigenous. They always host panels and talk about me. You see the screenshot? You heard what I said in the video. Hold on. You heard what I said in the video, right? About blood quantum. I said Native Americans is the author of that. The moment you say you're on the Dawes Rolls, you're admitting that the Native American, you're a descendant of a modern Native American. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. And I said we need to be honest with that. That's what Samuel recorded. And he went off the deep end trying to talk about some other shit. So when we talk about the Dawes Rolls, I said, what is the blood quantum documents? Y'all see it on the screen. What you see on the screen? Certificate of degree of Indian blood. Who blood is we basing this off of? Official BIA document. This man was just screaming BIA document. The reason Samuel won, and I'm going to tell you this, Historic did this, Port City did this, all of them did this. They see what I got on the screen. He said, matter of fact, I'm finna run. I'm finna get the fuck out of here. Fuck all y'all. He seen what the hell you had on the screen. He seen what I had was finna whoop his ass. And he want to talk about first contact. 1890 is not first contact, my nigga. They're not basing this off of fossils. They basing this off the racial reclassification. Right? I'm gonna let my wife go first. But they basing this off of racial classification. We all gotta be honest. Samuel is literally selling y'all a fucking dream right here. You think I'm finna change the way what I was saying? No, I'm being honest. If you said my grandma and everybody was on the dolls rolls, you're going by blood quantum. You're basically saying you are a descendant of the modern Native American. That's not the route we need to go. Okay, land patterns, okay. They're still saying they're descendants of the modern Native American. Why do you think you see Mexicans and Native Americans in everybody's tribe, including the Yamasees? Y'all gonna act like we don't see this shit? We just gonna sweep this under the rug like the uncle doing some crazy shit in the family, huh? I'm not gonna be fake with nobody. And then you got the nerve to try to gaslight. Bro, people see your character. I'm glad you exposed yourself. I asked you basic, simple questions. You couldn't even get past the questions. You know what I seen? I was smiling. I was like, man, this guy screwed up. He don't even know it. This is why I talked about when you debated historic, and I was being truthful when I said it in front of everybody. I said, Samuel, that debate was ass. You didn't prove that we were indigenous to America. All you doing was showing fucking pictures and paintings. And this is what the Pan-Africans be talking about. If we're gonna prove that we're indigenous, we gotta do it the right way, especially pre-Columbian time. So that means we gotta use pre-Columbian work. The information is out there, people. It's not hard to find. Just take your time and find it. All right, but I'm gonna let y'all up. You see everything right there? If you using blood quantum documents, which is the dolls rolls, y'all see historical records, dolls rolls identifying ancestors. Who's the top ancestor? Who's the pure blood Indian? Native Americans. That's what the government said. 1890 and up. Not 1700s, not before 1890. 1890 and up. That's when it was brought. That's when it was first created. Reconstruction area. They reconstructed the Indian identity, and yet we still using their damn documents. That's why I said we gotta make a manifesto. We gotta make our own constitution. We gotta use information to prove that we're here pre-Columbian time. There's work out here that could justify us being pre-Columbian Americans before the Native Americans, but yet we keep going the wrong route. That's what I was talking about in that recording. But Samuel is not honest, and y'all seen it. This was the moment of truth to teach everybody the truth. Instead, he wanted to gaslight and be a dumbass. This is what I be talking about. But people mad at me. No, I'm being blatant. I'm being honest, my people. It's straight to the point, straight to the case.
Attention, truth seekers and students of the great ancestry. You have been fed a curated history, but today, the narrative changes. This is the official call for the India Roundtable. Chief Natural and his hand-picked team of scholars and appointed readers are stepping into the arena to prove a suppressed reality. That the Negroid population is the true, original indigenous presence on this continent. We aren't just making claims. We are presenting the stratigraphic and genetic evidence. We are diving into the fossil records, from the 25-million-year-old Guadalupe remains to the Pliocene Calaveras skull, proving a modern human presence in the Americas long before the light-skinned mutations appeared on Earth. We're breaking down the science of the YAP plus ALU insertion, the master gene found in the Proto-Negroid lineage, and exposing how government records and classification documents deliberately shifted the term Negroid to African, to disconnect you from your birthright. The India Roundtable is about uncovering the inconsistencies in the history books and restoring the Proto-Negroid and Proto-Australoid foundations of this land. If you want the sources, the dates, and the undeniable truth about who was here first, you need to be here. The scholars are ready. The evidence is undeniable. Join Chief Natural and the team as we reclaim the true history of the American Indian. This is the India Roundtable. Don't just watch history. Witness the restoration of the truth. The information we're dropping on this stream is just the beginning. If you want the complete forensic dossier to prove our birthright, you need to grab the book, Negroids in America. This is the master file. While the world tries to bury our history, this book brings the receipts, the 25-million-year-old fossils, the Pliocene skulls of California, and the hard science of the YAP plus master gene. I'm showing you the exact government records that switched the term Negroid to African, to disconnect you from your indigenous soil. Don't just watch the stream, own the evidence. Secure your copy of Negroids in America at the link right now. Get the book, learn the science, and reclaim your true ancestry. Click that link now. Let's get back to the truth. Attention, truth seekers and students of the great ancestry. You have been fed a curated history, but today, the narrative changes. This is the official call for the India Roundtable. Chief Natural and his hand-picked team of scholars and appointed readers are stepping into the arena to prove a suppressed reality. That the Negroid population is the true, original indigenous presence on this continent. We aren't just making claims, we are presenting the stratigraphic and genetic evidence. We are diving into the fossil records, from the 25-million-year-old Guadalupe remains to the Pliocene Calaveras skull, proving a modern human presence in the Americas long before the light-skinned mutations appeared on Earth. We're breaking down the science of the YAP plus ALU insertion, the master gene found in the Proto-Negroid lineage, and exposing how government records and classification documents deliberately shifted the term Negroid to African to disconnect you from your birthright. The India Roundtable is about uncovering the inconsistencies in the history books and restoring the Proto-Negroid and Proto-Australoid foundations of this land. If you want the sources, the dates, and the undeniable truth about who was here first, you need to be here. The scholars are ready. The evidence is undeniable. Join Chief Natural and the team as we reclaim the true history of the American Indian. This is the India Roundtable. Don't just watch history. Witness the restoration of the truth.
You're now in the presence of Lord Natural.